My name is Laura from Laura's Lovely Gifts in Lake Elsinore, California. Today I'm going to show you how to do a knockout style design using Cricut Design Space. So you're going to type out your large word, and in this case being mom. I unlocked the sizing so that I can scale it the way that I want to scale it, and I like to have it a little bit taller so that not so much is cut out when we slice it later. So we have our mom there, and then you weld it, which I apparently forgot to record. The next thing we're going to do is type the name that's going inside. So I'm using my niece's name, Mia Danielle. So we're using I Love Glitter. It's a cursive style font that I'm sure most of you have seen a ton of times. I downloaded it from DeFont. So I typed out her name. Now I want to add some special characters in, a heart in the middle and some little squigglies on either side. Now another way that you can do this is through your character map that comes with your computer. So you can select the font that you want to work with. And here are all of our selections. So we have our left squiggle, so I selected that, our filled in heart, selected that, and then our other squiggle, which I selected, and then I hit copy. So what you can do is go back into Design Space, hit text to start a text option, and just paste. So you can do your squiggles, and then you can type in or type in first and add your squiggles or your characters later, if you're doing something obviously other than the squiggles that I showed. So now we're here. We want to change our spacing for our letters. We want it to look like somebody hand wrote it out. So you can use the letter space option that comes in Design Space, but that doesn't always work that well because you can see the M and the squiggle, they work well together, but the I and the A just does not match up. So I always use letter space to begin with, but then I just go to Advanced, Ungroup to Letters, and I will select each grouping one at a time, slide it over to where it looks okay. So it slides in there, and then select all of that. It's a little tedious, but to get it the way you are okay with, that's kind of what you want to do. So I slid that back over just a bit. Now I'm going to weld this so that I don't have to worry about highlighting 5 different things. Now I'm going to start again with the D, slide over the letters, in Danielle. And just kind of take a look at each one after, because when you select the letter, there's going to be a box around it, so you're not going to know exactly how it's matching up. Even with this one, you can see that's how you wouldn't normally connect your I and E, but if you connected it where it would pull it up a bit. There are more advanced ways you could do this, which involves some slicing, but for the purpose of this tutorial, this works just fine. It looks fine. So we're going to highlight we're going to highlight Danielle actually. And we're going to weld. So now you see our E's are filled in right here. You want to fix that. So you're going to undo, and that's caused because the letters before the I and the L that are before those E's were a little too close in. So you just want to slide them over a tiny bit, and you take your E and slide it over a bit, and then your end character, slide that over a bit, and then we're just going to select that part there and weld it just to see that our E's are not filled in. They're good to go. You can see that the cutout in the E's is there. Zoom back out, let it readjust, and then, oops, I thought I had highlighted the whole thing. So we're just going to undo that, put it back in place. Now highlight all of it and hit weld. So that makes it one object. And you can see over there, instead of every letter being a different object on your right, it's just one. So offset, that's a new feature from Design Space that allows you to create a shape around an object. So I just took it down to 0.1 because we don't want it to be crazy big around it. You're going to hit apply, and now you can see there's a shadow figure around your wording. So slide mom down to there, and you can size it up where you want it. That looks good for me for this. So because mom is welded and your offset is welded. Oh, and so center it just to be sure. You can eye it up if you want. So select your big word and select your shape. Do not select your little letters. You can only slice 2 things at a time. So you're just going to slice the shape out. So now we're going to hide the parts we want to keep. So we're hiding mom. So we're going to hide the parts we want to keep. So we're going to hide mom and the lettering here. I think we selected the wrong thing. There we go. And everything else that's left we can get rid of. It's nothing that we want, so just delete it out. And then bring those 2 items back, and you have your cutout. You can weld that or you can attach it. Welding and attaching work great for if you're going to be cutting the same color. Now, if you're going to be cutting your object a different color, change the color for the cursive writing so that it will cut on a different mat. Now with these there's a bunch of things you can do with these. You can put them on bags, t-shirts, canvases. You can put them on signs, on those glass blocks. There's a bunch of different ways that you can display this design. So get creative with it and comment to let me know what you've done. So you may or may not have figured out by this point that this was my very first YouTube video. So please be kind. If you're interested in learning some more crafty tutorials and techniques, please subscribe and learn your crafts as I learn to navigate my way through YouTube. Thank you.